One evening, a female student went to the toilets to do her business. As she was inside the stall, she heard a voice coming from the toilet next to her. "Hand me some kami." Paper. "Hand me some kami." Thinking that the person in the next stall must have been out of toilet paper, she tossed a roll over the top. "Hand me some kami. Hand me some kami." Again, the voice called out. Maybe it wasn't enough. What else could she do? She tossed some more toilet paper over the top of the stall. "Hand me some kami. Hand me some kami." Yet apparently it still wasn't enough, and the voice called out again. "I don't have any more," she replied, and the voice suddenly stopped. Finding the situation strange, the girl knocked on the door after she was done, but there was no response. Nervously, she pushed it open to see inside, and realized the door wasn't locked. Huh? Nobody was there. But then, not that kami, paper, this kami, hair. A hand reached out from the toilet and grabbed the girl's hair, pulling her into the toilet bowl. This scary legend revolves around a pun that gets lost in translation. The Japanese name of this legend is kamiokure, with the kanji for paper being used for kami. Yet, the word kami has several meanings, and, as we just saw in the story, another of those meanings is hair. Kure is used when requesting someone give you something. So in this case, give me some paper, or hand me some paper. At least that's what we're supposed to think. Turns out, the creepy voice in the toilet doesn't want paper at all. They want your hair instead. It's uncertain when this story first started to spread, but evidence of it can be found as far back as 1977 in the book Kaidan no Itazura, Ghost Story Pranks, by Okunari Tatsu. This version of the story plays out slightly differently, however. A murder victim's body is hidden in an old-style Japanese public toilet, the type where you have to squat over a hole in the ground. As such, the body is never found and the crime goes unsolved. One night, as someone is in the toilet, they hear a small voice calling from inside the toilet. "Hand me some kami." The person drops a single sheet. "Hand me some kami," comes the voice again, and so they drop another sheet. This goes on until no toilet paper is left. As the person worries what to do next, the voice suddenly screams from inside the toilet. "Not that kami, this kami!" A hand reaches out of the toilet, grabs their hair, and pulls them in. This story has endless variations, with the only real consistent part being the voice calling out, "Kamiokure," and in the end, reaching out of the toilet and saying, "Not that kami, this kami." It's not uncommon to find variations where the toilet hand is foiled by finding that the person handing them the paper is a boy with hair too short to grab, or even a monk with no hair at all. Japan has numerous stories that prey on people's fear of having their hair grabbed. It's a common creepypasta trope these days to have a character cut all their hair off, so the big bad monster can't grab them by it. And when you think of Japanese horror, the image of a yurei with long dark hair covering their face no doubt comes to mind. Growing long, beautiful hair has been a part of Japanese culture since at least the Heian period, and throughout the centuries, little has changed in that regard. Throughout history, a woman's hair played a large part in her beauty and attractiveness to others, so when it comes to horror, that gets turned on its head. One of her most attractive aspects One of the things she put so much care and love into during life is flipped and becomes terrifying. It obscures her face, and we all know that the unknown is far more terrifying than what we can see. It grows long, tangling around anything it comes into contact with, wrapping itself around your hands, your ankles, your neck, restricting you and trying to kill you. By the same token, having long hair yourself also makes it easier for a ghost or monster to grab you. That thing you take so much pride in may be your downfall as something unholy uses it to drag you to your death. There are yokai such as the Kamikiri, literally hair cutter, which suddenly appears out of nowhere to cut people's hair off. This creature was especially feared during the Edo period, where it was rumored to show up in urban areas, cutting people's hair from time to time. Some believe it might actually have been real people cutting women's hair for whatever reason, but when no clear explanation was available, it was usually blamed on yokai. The moral of this story, particularly if you go with the short-haired variations, is to be careful of being too generous in toilets, and make sure to keep your hair neat, and if possible, tied up and away from monsters that might try to drag you into the toilet with it. But what did you guys think of this one? Let me know in the comments below, and if you'd like to help support this channel so you can see more content like this, please consider hitting that join button down below as well. Every bit of support really helps. Thanks guys, and I'll see you again next time.